Hi Stampin' friends, tonight we're going to use the Nature's Harvest bundle. It is a very useful set. You'll notice some of the things that I do are a little bit close to, I apologize, close to what I did with the meadow dies. They're kind of similar. The difference in the dies, of course, everything cuts, nothing really cuts out. They're just separate almost of these. There's nothing to cut out the big echinacea. This does cut out exactly our little, I don't know what you would call that. Maybe it's thistle, maybe it's some kind of a goldenrod type thing. So that has a little cutout for it, but then it comes with this that's almost kind of like maybe even lavender or something that cuts out. And then this totally different coneflower type stem. And there's our little guy that does that. And then, let's see, I'll tell you also that's on page, let me find it, 55 of your catalog. So you can see here, there are some really great ideas in the catalog, and I'll try not to get too close into those, but it's really difficult not to, because there's some great ideas. And then towards the end of our presentation, I'm going to show you some swaps that I've received with this stamp set. So it's a fun one. All right, the first thing I'm going to do, first I'll show you this one that I did with gold embossing powder. So what happened, I cleaned my stamp set because I wanted to do a really nice job with it. Then I re-inked it with my Versamark so that I could take it to the place that I use my heat tool and my embossing powder. I actually did not get the edge. Can you see that? And I was like, oh no, and I didn't notice it until I was finished. I just didn't get any ink over there. I really like how it looks, lining that up as best I could with the stitching, I don't know if you can even see it, that is on the edge of this die. And I think that looks really sweet. This is some of the sentimental dies. I think that looks awesome, and so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna finish this card to just kind of continue the same look, just kind of even more gold. The first thing I wanted to say is in the suite, the Nature's Harvest suite, we have these brushed metallic adhesive backed gems, I think they're called, dots. So they come in an olive, a copper, and a gold. But to me, when I'm using my embossing powder, it may be shinier than these. So to me, I kind of like using the Gilded Gems. I don't have much left of them because I've loved them, but they're in the big catalog and they are really, really shiny and they're kind of faceted. So to me, I thought that might look better with this. Likewise, we have several different gold ribbons. And to me, you know, just for my uses, I kind of like this golder gold ribbon. And it really pops. Let's see if I can get it where you can see it. Sorry about that. It is really shiny. It's it's a real metallic. So I'm going to use that one. Now the reason I'm going to put it across here is because I didn't quite get this all the way to the edge. So I think that could be a pretty place to put my ribbon. So basically what I'm showing you here is ways to make it not so bad. When you've done something kind of strange, it doesn't have to be trash. You can make that a feature of the card. Grab some scissors. There we go. And I'm just using glue dots on the back side to stick it down. And then, okay. So there's, I kind of want it up a little bit higher, so, because I kind of liked how there we go. I kind of liked how it looked with just a little peek out from under there. So let me get this one. There we go. All right, so then I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back here, one on top of the ribbon, and then some down here at the bottom, and I think I'll put one in the middle just to keep it from getting crazy. And then I'm going to put, this is my thick white cardstock, so that just keeps it, makes the base a little bit stronger. And so what I'm going to do is do the same thing I did on the other one. The corners and the center. Okay, now this is from the Stitched Rectangles dies. What is kind of weird about this one is it's not exactly even. And I'm one of those people that bugs. So when there's just a little edge over here, I just take my little cutter and trim it down just a little bit because I don't like it looking really uneven. Let's see if I like that. I may want to cut it. I think I want to cut it one more time. There we go. Yeah, I like that much better. Now it's even, and each side has about the same space around it. So, and it's still, I mean, basically it's 1/8 of an inch that I took off, so it's still fine in our regular envelope, our medium envelope. Another tip I have for you is when you are embossing, go ahead and do more than you think you need. I did this for some cards that we did for class recently, and it's perfect with this card. So it's just something to think about as you're, if you're doing sentiments, even just stamping them and die cutting them, or if you do embossing, that saves you time sometimes for later. You can think, oh, that would look really great with that. And then you have more time to do other things. So let me get this on here. Sticky, sticky. All right, let me stick this right in the center. Get up in my own way so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so there's that. And then let's kind of imagine where we would want to put our happy birthday. Probably right there, maybe a little bit lower. Let's see if we can get it where you can see it there. So I kind of like that. So I think I'm not gonna put anything under it on this side because it would be teeny. I think I'm just gonna put adhesive under this part. Make sure I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm gonna start where I basically want it to stop. And then I can kind of line this up here. There we are. And then I think I'm gonna put a little tie across the bottom with this, just because, you know, more gold, more better. And I don't know if you all have friends that love gold, but I have a lot of friends that like lots of shine. So I know I will have a use for this card for a birthday soon. Or if not soon, eventually. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this way and this way. There we are. And I may want to make that a little smaller. It might be happier if I made it a little smaller. And then I'm going to put on some of these Gilded Gems and decide how big. I think I like the medium ones. I think the big ones might be a little too big. Let's put them up in the top corner. Now I could have put these either place. It totally would have been, either one would be fine. But since I've kind of condensed my gold in this center part and the white is on the edge, I'm going to put it there. Whoops. Get it centered. There we are. Let me try to think if I want, I kind of think 2 is enough. I don't know what you think, but so there it is with gold on white, and it just has a lot of shine and a lot of interest, I think, because it's a pretty intricate set, but as you can see, it heat embossed nicely. All right, so that is that one. Put this away. So next I wanted to show you just a couple of different looks. One being, this is the paper that matches this. It is the, Nature's Harvest paper, Harvest Meadow paper. So it has a lot of colors that are the same. This is the Calypso Coral. And so I was thinking this could be a really pretty one, add a sentiment here, and kind of make a neat little look with this. So let me get, here is what I keep my little blending brushes in. I do kind of a Roy G. Biv thing, and so and then I have, brown, I do it like that, because these do dry out, so hasn't been a problem for me not having one for every color, just having approximately the same color so that they don't look a mess. So that's what I've done, but that may not be your thing. I think that I'm gonna go ahead and slide this out because I have a messy one here that I can use for doing my blending brushes. Oh, I had a surprise there. I didn't know that was in there. Okay, so let me find my brown. Here it is. I will use soft suede for a majority of the cone. I'm just gonna kind of brush across like that. Oh, I got it on the flower, but I think it might blend in. Okay, then I'm gonna use the Calypso Coral. And what I'm gonna do with that is just kind of brush it in across the top, just to kind of give it, make it match this basically. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there we are. Put the coral. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my fresh freesia and my little purple one. I'm just gonna go across here. All right, and so then the last thing I need to do is put some green on the stem. You can go, one thing I like about the Pear Pizzazz, the darker, the more you put, the darker it gets. So you can get a lot of different colors out of the Pear Pizzazz. Makes it pretty easy to use. And you can see as I put more and more, it just gets darker and darker and kind of muddier and muddier. Okay, so there you can see how that ended up. So this was what I was thinking for this layout. Kind of do it like that. Now I'm probably going to do one also in just and use the petals, make the petals the cameo coral as well. But I just kind of wanted to show you kind of a look with that, what you could do with it. Then another idea that I had using this paper was to use this and make it look like lavender. Now you can see here that these pieces are very much like this. So you could just do this brown as well and make it into something that's fall colored. So it would make it really easy to make it kind of look like wheat or some kind of fall thing. Well, not as much as like wheat as this, but you get what I'm saying. But I'm gonna try to make this look like lavender. I've used the freesia background, so we'll see how that turns out. Let's see. So what I was doing with that, I think I'll go ahead and get the green. Get that out of the way. I'll try to go softer with this. We'll see how that goes. To get the, and one could also use bits of paper, like as you're trying to get this, like you want this to be green, but you don't want the rest to be green. Just use something to basically mask it off. Oh, and then look what I did. Too funny. Okay, and then you're ready to put all the color you can here. Here we go. A little bit more. All right, so I think I've done that. And I'm gonna start with the fresh freesia, and then I'm going to darken it with the Highland Heather. All right, so freesia. And again, I'm gonna use this to stop me from, oh, I didn't quite get that one up high enough. Hold on, just a little bit more green there. Okay, that should be good. Then to keep me from getting purple on the green, I'll use this again. And I'm sure there are neater ways of doing this, but why not just do it the easy way? Kind of how we learn, isn't it? I am kind of lazy. Ooh, that looks really pink, doesn't it? Goodness, okay. Then I'll do this. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab the Highland Heather, maybe. Go. Oh yeah, that's getting nice and dark. So what you'll want to do as you're adding color, you'll want to leave a little bit of color, still the pinker color of the fresh freesia, I think. I mean, you don't have to, but to me, you want to. Let me show you the difference there. It's the one that I've added the Highland Heather to and the one that I didn't. So there. Yes, you could use a Post-it note, Darlene. I have a little bit of trouble with my Post-it notes sometimes getting stuck on things, but that would be very effective, especially if you were going to make a whole bunch. The Post-it note would make it so much better. You are so right. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate all of the, anytime you have something like that to add, it is so helpful when we all share together things that you've done in the past and know about. Makes it a lot more fun, doesn't it? Okay, so there I've added some color. So there you can see, well, I should have used the back side again to show you. There you can see I've added all the color to it. I'm going to close up my purples again. And so back to this, just kind of imagining, we can see what we think about that. And then I was thinking it would be really pretty. I have some purple ribbon, but I don't know what I did with it because it's on the, I used every bit of, here it is. I used every bit of my freesia ribbon and I had to buy a fresh roll. So, oh, I wanted to show you guys one other thing. I've been using tape to tape my ribbon to the top of the box. Like this, just kind of tape it down. And it doesn't ruin it or anything, but it's, kind of a little bit tedious. Someone showed me to cut a nick in the ribbon on the demonstrator page and just slide it in there, which, you might want to do too, so that you have one on kind of on opposite sides, but that's so much easier and faster to just tuck it in there. And as you can see, it doesn't, most of the ribbon, it doesn't really do anything to it. Now there could be some that would be more delicate or something that it would make a bad wrinkle in, but I thought that was brilliant, so I wanted to show you that. So to me, with this card, I think it would be really pretty to put this ribbon across the bottom and then probably tie it in a bow and then add a sentiment and maybe some of our, and another thing I've completely used up, our in color gems. They are so pretty, and that would look really pretty there, something like purple, or just to color with your blends and color your regular basic rhinestones with blends and put that in the top corner. So anyway, that's how I'll finish that one up. Okay, I have one more to show you, but I have kind of tumbled it over here. Okay, so this one I was just kind of going to show you how I imagined my card for the one that's smaller. Here we go. I cut both of these, trying to decide what I was going to layer on what. So something to consider when you're not really sure, like, will this look better on the purple or will it look better on the green? So I think that is a way to make it really easy to make your decisions. Of course, if we have it layered like this, we would probably want to use this, but it is possible that it's prettier like this and would look better with a layer. Oh, that's not the right size. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, and that's not white. Oh, I'm just doing all kinds of crazies. Okay, so pretend this is the right size. And I think it might look best layered on white, like to really pop. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and show you that you might put a strip of the soft seafoam and maybe emboss that using like an embossing folder, and that would really make this particular image shine. All right, so I have one more thing I want to show you. I think this is really striking. I think I could probably do a better job on this background because I was just kind of in a hurry and just kind of playing. I'll show you what I did. This is all, there's not any color variation. It's all Pacific Point, and I love Pacific Point and black. So I thought that would make a really pretty card. And you could even, this is pretty. You could also do, make it look really Halloweenish and, put in an open spot for the moon, and by open I mean use a smaller circle than this and mask it off, and so that would be really cute to make a really fall looking card. So I'm going to show you just real quick how I create the backgrounds. Now, normally our backgrounds are a kind of, you know, we'll do variation of color like I've done before with a sunset or something like that. And for this one, I just kind of was trying to get as much color on the paper as I could. So I just kind of went up like this. Oh, and I got it on my hand because, you know, that's always good. And just drag it all the way up, if that makes sense. And then you'll end up with a lot of color at the bottom and very little color at the top. So I don't know if you can see, you'll probably get bored if I sat here and did the whole thing, but basically just going off and then just adding my color like this. And the longer I work on it, the more intense the color, of course, is going to be. So let me see if I can show you how that, like that. So I would definitely want to do this a few more times. Let's see. One thing you can do if you're having trouble like I did of grabbing, you know, touching it and making it kind of messy, you can make it just a little bit bigger than you want it. And then whatever you've done on the edge, you know, held it or whatever, you can cut off when you're finished. So that's something to do that because I'm all about easy. So if you want to make that easier, that is one way to do that. So, and then if you don't care for the striation, you can go side to side. And that may even be something that you want to do anyway, going side to side, because that will just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Because I was kind of going for a look of where it had been dark here and light there. But, you know, there's a million ways to do anything, as I usually say. So there you can see, I think I got this one more intense and maybe a little bit less darkness up in the top. So you can see there that color really, I don't think it is showing the color that I want it to. It's almost turquoise up here. And I think my light is getting a little bit bad, so I apologize for that. So you could put a whole bunch of flowers, or you could just put this simple one here, and then maybe do the same thing on another piece of paper and stamp your sentiment in black, like on this lighter part, and mat it, you know, use this oval punch. Sorry about that, everyone. I gave you a little ride there. Use this oval punch and punch out black with the scallop, and then punch the smaller one out of this with a sentiment in black. So that would be really pretty, I think. Are the brushes? I like the brushes better than the brayer, because me with a brayer, I'm just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. You could probably get a smoother texture with the brayer, but what I like about the brushes is you don't have to clean them, for one thing. At least I don't. I'm sure there are people who do clean them, but I'm not into that. And you can get a lot of different looks with these. Like you can, if you want to make it look rough, you can get a rough look. Like you can see here where I've done this. When you first pop it down on there, it makes an oval. So you can do a lot of different, like you can make it look like the sky. Of course, you can always mask, but you could kind of do that with a brayer with the sky. But you can kind of make more of a different variety of looks, I think, because to me the brayer, you're just kind of going back and forth until you get the color that you want. Now, that being said, there are some people like Michelle Zendorf who do crazy things with a brayer. I'm just talking about normal people with 5 minutes, so to be honest. So that's that. So now I'm just gonna show you a couple of swaps that I've received lately. This is in the Nature's Harvest bundle focused class that I'm having now until September 15th. And so this is one of the card kits that you get. Now, you get all of the things that go with this, but then the sentiment is from something else. So you'll just use whatever sentiment you have, and you'll use your own paper to stamp this, because this is a stamp set focused class. And then this is the other one that I did. It has the thank you on it and the little sentiment inside. The sentiment that comes with this set is really cute. It says, "A reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others." And it has the matching paper. So I thought that was kind of cute. And let me find my other one. And also in that class is this card, which is a Tower Pinwheel card. So what it does, it folds flat, goes in an envelope, you can see, and then it stands up like this, and you can see how it attaches here to the base, and it's really simpler to make than it looks, and it has all these pretty papers from that same batch of paper. So that is the other one. So those are the ones that are in the class. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you get my newsletter. It's in my newsletter from this morning, and you can find it there and see what you think about that. Okay, so these are swaps that were made by one of my downline. Her name is Jessica Riffle. She's here in Edmond. And I just thought these were really pretty. I wanted to show you. She used this one. She used the brick background, the brick wall background, and these she die cut all these different colors, and then she added Wink of Stella to several of the flowers. I'm not sure you can see that. I'm not doing quite right on showing you. So I thought that was very pretty for a thank you card. This one she used the matching navy blue colorway of the paper, and then navy here, and then like a cinnamon cider ribbon on there. So that's super pretty. This, she used the flowers from this set with the jar of flowers jar. So I thought that was pretty. And she also used that, I had used that earlier as well, this cork paper. And that is really pretty paper. I was surprised at how well I liked it. It adds a nice texture to, especially to fall cards. Okay, here is another one where she stamped this and then die cut here. And then used this background and did some splotching. I don't know if she used a stamp or if she flicked paintbrush, to get the ink on there or which, but I loved the colors of this one. This one is also really pretty, again with the cork and then with this pretty paper here, and then those lovely gilded gems. That looks really pretty as well. Then here's one where she did the same thing, using the blending brushes, and she got it nice and smooth like a sunset, and then stamped it a couple of times. Stamped the large image twice, and then put this small one down here. So I thought that was really pretty. And this one's my favorite because, I do love some Pool Party or some Coastal Cabana. This one she used the well-written background embossing folder and sponged over it, or probably used these guys. And then she stamped and cut out her coneflower image and used flecks on this background piece, and the colors are just awesome. So I think this one is my favorite, but they're all gorgeous. But Jessica said I could show you all those tonight, and I appreciate it. I like to be able to show you all swap cards, and something that I didn't make, because it's so much fun to see different people's ideas of how to use a stamp set. All of my downline team members are talented, so I'm hoping that I will get some. We're doing a swap, all of us, and I'm hoping to be able to show you everyone else's when they come in. This is for that, but I just couldn't resist showing you since this was the set I'm using tonight. So anyway, I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you have a great weekend and get to do lots of stamping and lots of other fun things. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.